A culinary journey into Tuscany, wine tasting, cooking classes, and truffle hunting. From the golden sun setting over cypress-lined hills to the aroma of fresh herbs and the wood-fired bread wafting through the air. If this sounds like the adventure you have always wanted, then you are about to be spoiled. Tuscany isn't just a destination, it is an experience for your senses. From the famous vineyards of Chianti to the art of traditional Tuscan cooking, join me as we take this culinary journey into an exciting truffle hunt. Now, make sure to stick around till the end where I reveal more deets on season-wise travel, and more importantly, how to come up with a balanced mixture of indulgence and exploration at the same time. In addition, I will be including some valuable information regarding the most exquisite restaurants, charming accommodations, and even insights on what one should pack, so that your trip will be absolutely hassle-free. So, grab your passport and appetite, and off we go. Sipping through the vineyards of Chianti. The adventure commences in the Chianti zone, an enclave at the core of the famous tutelary wine culture in Tuscany. This is primarily located between Florence and Siena. The eponymous region seems to have a breathtaking atmosphere, landscape portrayed as a Renaissance painting. The rolling hills, sprouting green vineyards, and ancient olive grove scenes immediately salute the barren soul. Life here moves at a slower pace. Life encourages vivacity in every moment, at every sip. Making a pilgrimage here would be Broglio Castle, an ancient estate that can trace its history back to the 12th century. As you pass by its vineyards, you will come to feel the weight of centuries-old traditions blending in with modern winemaking innovations. Wine tastings are an art form. Sommeliers pour through Chianti Classico for you. Chianti Classico is said to have deep crimson shades and swooningly smooth notes of cherry, leather, and spice. Also, don't forget Gran Selezione, the premium wine that proves the richness of the terroir. Next, make your way through Greve in Chianti, which people fondly refer to as the gateway to Chianti. It has a lively piazza lined with artisan shops, local delis, and wine bars. Drop by the Wine Museum, Museo del Vino, a fantastic dive into the history of Tuscan viticulture before stopping at Enoteca Falorni. This sprawling cellars is a dream come true for every wine lover, presenting tastings of more than 100 local varieties. Grab a glass of Vin Santo and have it with Cantucci for pure, unmistakably Tuscan experience. For a lasting meal, guests would want to dine at the Osteria di Pasignano, which is in a 1,000-year-old abbey that sits among sprawling vineyards. Included in their tasting menu is wild boar that is paired with black truffle and ravioli of handmade ricotta, all considered to be heavenly local estate wines. Travel tip: if one fancies the drinking of wine, Chianti's grape harvest season, running typically between late September and early October, is the best time for a visit. The splendor of rolling vineyards greets wine lovers at this time in Tuscany as its hills become alive with the activities of the winemakers collecting their harvest bounty. Several wineries are often open to the public, offering thrilling things like tours and tastings, even from live harvesting. Enjoy matching your wine adventures with local dishes like freshly prepared pappardelle or a classic bistecca alla fiorentina for an otherwise unforgettable search into the heart of Italian wine culture. Learning the art of Tuscan cooking Tuscany is the very heart of gastronomical experience through its culinary heritage. Tuscan cuisine celebrates simplicity with fresh produce and turns unpretentious ingredients into dishes that can only be described as exceptional. In order to really understand the magical essences behind Tuscan flavors, there can be no better way than to muck in with local authorities in the kitchen. One of the best places for this immersion is Il Falconiere, a Relais and Chateau property near Cortona. Their cooking classes are run by Michelin-starred chefs who weave storytelling into the lessons as they speak of the Tuscan culinary heritage while recreating signature dishes. The class starts with a stroll through the organic garden, where you will pick fragrant herbs and vibrant produce for your meal. Of course, to start things off, you will surely want to visit Mercato Centrale in Florence, the perfect place for all food lovers. Indeed, this huge place has been a feast not only for the eyes but also for the nose. Fresh bread, sizzling sausages, ripe tomatoes, and lots of other smells waft through the air like a festival. Anything and everything from seasonal vegetables to truffle honey and handmade pastas they offer. The locals seem to be proud of their produce and willing to give tips on how to go about getting the best porcini mushrooms or a wheel of creamy pecorino. At the same time, in the cooking school, you will learn how to cook some of the most typical Tuscan dishes. Ruthlessly, master ribollita, a thick soup of bread and vegetables that tastes like a huge hug in a bowl. Cinghiale ragu, wild boar with a bowl dish over freshly rolled pappardelle pasta, and many others including those sourced through the new marketing concept 0 kilometer. Out here, they focus on providing the best of local and seasonal produce so that every mouthful bursts with real taste. Pro tip: most culinary classes make room for the recipe booklets, which are necessary for you to duplicate the cooking at home, so take a notebook and put down pen any extra piece of advice from the chefs. Winter: warm clothing, because most of the historic kitchens are quite cold drafts within the winter. Book a place that offers cooking classes to really get into the heart of the region for your stay. Villa Bordoni, just off Grave in Chianti, offers you the best of places with luxury lodging and intimate culinary classes, thus giving you the best of Tuscan hospitality all around. With its quaint kitchen, charmingly adorned by rustic wooden beams and terracotta tiles, this really sets the stage for your adventures in the kitchen. The cooking classes of Tuscany are not just lessons, but portals into the soul of this region. Every single bite tells a story, and each technique learned brings you closer to understanding just why food here is so deeply cherished. By the end of the journey, you're not just taking home recipes, you're taking a little piece of Tuscany in your heart around with you. Truffle hunting, the ultimate adventure. Let's inject some health and safety excitement into this whole cooking thing. Tuscany is among the top places in the world where people enjoy truffle hunting, and joining a hunt is something you'll never forget. It's not just the thrill of the hunt itself, digging out what lies buried under the ground, but also the adventure and a link to nature in discovering something rare and exceptionally valuable. Truffles are fungi growing underground and are generally found associated with the roots of oak, poplar, or hazelnut trees. These fungi are fickle and prized because of their disarmingly earthy and intoxicating aroma. These fungi are also priceless because of their rarity, making them one of the most expensive ingredients in the fine culinary world, particularly the white ones, which have astronomically high prices. But the true magic is found in the hunt, which is part art and science, needing skill, patience, and some luck. The lush, truffle-laden forests of San Miniato really come alive during every November during the White Truffle Festival. It is a magical medieval town that really transforms into a paradise for truffle lovers, with the beautiful aroma pervading the air on char-grilled dishes blended with truffles. If you want a genuine thing, walk with tartufi, as the seasoned men are called, into the woods with their talented dogs. Most of them use Lagotto Romagnolos, wonderful little dogs that sniff out truffles that can be very far from the surface. As you walk with your guide and that dog's way through the thick forest, you get caught up in the rhythm of the hunt, the rustle of leaves, the reputation bark of the dog, and the thrilling moment they start digging. In taxonomic terms, it is as if a treasure is being dug up from the earth. Everyone is electrifying, giving a feeling of a celebrative night with togetherness and achievements of all. After the hunting finally, you can start tasting a sumptuous truffle-themed dinner at Osteria del Teatro in Cortona. This comfortable yet elegant little restaurant takes truffle dishes up a notch. Their tagliolini al tartufo nero, pasta with black truffles, must be tried. The grano pasta is very thin, taking in a hearty, earthy scent from the truffle and its oil. And of course, this dish must be paired with a glass of Brunello di Montalcino, a robust red wine that perfectly matches the taste's richness. If you can spare time and are near San Giovanni d'Asso, where they have a truffle museum, visit it. There you will know all about the truffles, their history, and how they fitted into Tuscan culture from ancient years to what they are like now in the culinary scene. The Museum Interactive exhibits hold, to some extent, knowledge of that subtle ecosystem on which truffles depend, thus creating an even better understanding of these gourmet gems. Travel tip: late fall and early winter is the time wherein the best truffles are hunted, particularly the white ones. The forests turn captivating during this time between clean air and fallen leaves. Be sure to dress appropriately by wearing waterproof hiking boots for hiking on uneven grounds and layering clothes to keep warm when the air is crisp and damp in the woods. Don't forget a mini backpack to carry the truffles you might buy in local marketplaces. For that full-on experience, why not stay at Villa Lina, just outside Palaya? This unique artist's retreat where rustic Tuscans meet modern luxury also comes with all-inclusive truffle hunting packages, which include guided hunt trips, as well as workshop sessions on how to incorporate truffles into traditional Tuscan recipes. Imagine making creamy risotto with truffles or rich truffle butter with a local chef, then enjoying the meal with traveling companions. For experienced foodies, and for those who have the accent smell of adventure, hunting truffles in Tuscany can get no closer to the region's heart and soul than this. It's a sensory journey that would take Tuscan living capture in its richest, truest, and most delicious discovery, exploring beyond the plate. Indeed, food and wine are glamorous areas, and in fact, regions extend far beyond those fields into bright turns. Days can be divided between tastings and classes to explore some of the region's lesser-known destinations, where the merging among history, culture, and nature unlocks an unforgettable experience. Pitigliano is one such town, rising on a hilltop and appearing to have been sculpted right out of volcanic rock. With a history rich in Jewish traditions, Pitigliano is known as Little Jerusalem and is an intriguing blend of cultures and mind-boggling architecture. Stroll through its labyrinthine streets, marvel at stone facades weathered by centuries, and visit a remarkably restored synagogue that still bears witness to the town's rich past. And of course, one must try sfrato, a sweet pastry filled with honey and walnuts that tells a story of the community's struggles throughout history. Searing, postcard-perfect landscapes are the Valdorcia. This is the stuff of dreams for a painter, with billowing golden fields stretching across the landscape, charming farms tucked away in the hills, and those famous cypress-lined roads. Pienza, a city of Renaissance urban planning few can match, begs a visit and devouring one's fill of that breathtaking wedge of their aged pecorino. Streets practically stop at Pienza, all the while filling one's eyes with delightful views and points at which to savor a cappuccino. If you seek quiet, almost ethereal peace, this is it. The Abbey of Sant'Antimo by Montalcino. This is an ancient building in the Romanesque style which lies between green vineyards and very old olive groves. So that, going inside the abbey, from cold stone and with soft light around you, you feel in a very atmospheric and perfect place to reflect. Outside, again, there are areas in the very immaculate countryside that will be just right for picnics when one wants to savor specialities from the home of Tuscany. Packing tip. According to the many things to do in Tuscany, pack with the utmost consideration. Walking shoes for cobblestone streets and trails are far more comfortable. Summertime should bring about such things as a wide-brimmed hat, light clothing, and plentiful sunscreen. It can get really hot there. During the cooler months, wear a pretty scarf, put on a good warm jacket and sturdy boots, and stay in the city while exploring those medieval towns or even going out into the countryside. A lightweight rain jacket is always handy as the weather changes with no notice, especially in spring and fall. And for lodgings, La Bandita Townhouse is an attached hotel in Pienza, a quintessential boutique hotel with rustic charm and modern amenities. Favorite tourist spots in Valdorcia can come easily within reach with a visit to the hotel. There is also Locanda di San Martino located in Siena, a historical inn boasting magnificent views of the city coupled with a slice of Tuscan luxury. Your Tuscan sojourn will be as comfortable as it will be memorable with either of these places. A taste of Tuscany. And somewhere during this voyage, we all know we don't just visit Tuscany, we taste, feel, and fall in love. The flavors of Chianti elate and promise delight, and the warmth of a rustic, homemade Tuscan meal is something a lonely mouth would cherish. Every moment is just a celebration of the most superficial yet profound pleasures of life. So whether you are a food buff, a wine lover, or just someone who enjoys savoring life, Tuscany is ready to welcome you with open arms and a kitchen table laden with dishes. Ciao for now and happy travels. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel inspiration if you found this video helpful.